Much of the focus and the debate surrounding the recently passed state budget centered on affordable housing.
The spending plan contains billions in subsidies aimed at creating more of it. Channel 2's Dave McKinley has more about the impact it might have. Dave?
Mary Allison Scott, many measures are aimed at New York City in particular, and two state lawmakers we spoke with today say that also highlights the differences between there and the rest of the state and the need to tailor measures that serve both. One of the housing bills extends tax breaks to developers of affordable housing, which State Senator Sean Ryan says may work well in wealthier or high-cost communities.
But you know where tax breaks don't work? Poor communities. They don't work in Buffalo. They barely work in Erie County. If you put this house here and said they don't have to pay taxes, it means everyone else on the block has to pay more. So we're not in a position to subsidize our way out of our housing problem.
Although subsidies are what will create the homes that are hoped to pop up on this vacant lot and many more in this and other upstate cities, with taxpayer dollars used to both cover construction costs and subsidize the sale of the new homes to low to moderate income homeowners, ideally working folks who 4 years ago were on the cusp of home ownership, but who, due to the dramatic rise in inflation and mortgage rates since then, have been pushed out of the market.
Everyone in the city of Buffalo will benefit from one more house on the tax roll that's paying taxes.
Meanwhile, State Senate Minority Leader Rob Ord of Niagara County says the state isn't doing enough to tackle the overall high cost of housing starts, and by some measures making it worse.
The ban on natural gas appliances and natural gas hookups in new construction, that is going to increase the cost to build new here in the state of New York.
He also believes a measure banning landlords from increasing rent by more than 10% not only flies in the face of a free market, but could undermine efforts to attract investment in affordable housing developments. Right now, it only applies to New York City, but other communities could opt in.
I would argue that there's a risk, a real risk, that by opting in, some developers are going to say, you know what? No thanks. I'm going to go to a place that doesn't have these restrictions, because I'll be able to actually get a return on my investment.
The governor has talked about grants to so-called pro-housing communities, which she's yet to define. Ort suspects they will be those who opt in to the so-called just cause eviction rules now in place in New York City, and those which don't won't see any state money. On your side in the studio, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.